It's interesting when you get into the research, and again, my focus is more on the mineral side, as you know. But when you start looking at studies from the 1920s and 30s, there were no ranges. They had absolutes. They were looking for an ideal level to really identify what a healthy human being would be. Now we've got these ranges that you can drive a Mack truck through sideways, and it's a very it loses all of its significance. And I think that's what part of the value of the live blood analysis is. You have this real time assessment of what's going on. You're not looking at a range; you're looking at in vivo activity, which I think is very, very important. Now, as I've kicked the tires a little bit on the live blood analysis, there seems to be a little bit of a negative buzz to it. It seems like it really stirs up the conventional practitioners that they don't seem to trust it, or at the base of it, I'm sure they don't understand it. And so if you don't understand something, you're gonna lash out at it. What seems to be the basis of that reaction as you've come to experience it?
Look, I think the basis really comes down to, as you said, a lack of understanding.
Yeah,
Live blood analysis isn't really used as a tool to make a medical diagnosis. It's really a fantastic and very useful tool for anyone working in the field of natural health. But it really has very limited use as a tool for a medical practitioner. There are some red flags that would come up for specific conditions that could be diagnosed. So it would help to direct their further testing, and investigations to help make a diagnosis. So it helps in that sense, but certainly not to the extent that it's used in natural health and in the field of natural healing, where we look at,
right.
at the blood and we actually detect anomalies and conditions or imbalances that conventional medicine has really been in denial about for ages. So,
Yeah,
we're able to see things that are not really recognized as valid conditions in conventional medicine. For example, I've never had a conventional doctor recommend that I go on a detox. They don't believe in the value of a yearly detox. The only
right.
detox really spoken about in conventional medicine is drug detoxification.
That's a good
But
point. You're right.
in natural medicine, we work with detoxification all the time, and it's sort of seen as almost kind of obvious. We send our cars in yearly to have the filters cleaned, and in the same way, a detox just cleans
Right.
your biological filters. The liver, kidneys, and guts, and so on. So why would you not? Want to do that. It's
Yeah.
extremely valuable, and in all my years of practice, I've not encountered one patient that didn't feel better after a detox. And the same goes with other issues that we see in the blood: candida, oxidative stress, various stresses on organ
Right.
systems, things that are not really accepted and defined in conventional medicine. So, the field of conventional medicine would really have a choice here, to either say, well, you're using a laboratory, a piece of laboratory equipment to view blood.
Right.
Everything there sounds valid, and we're seeing that these patterns respond to interventions that are being put into place. So clearly, you're onto something there, and we've missed something for quite a while, and we need to go back and incorporate this into our training. But realistically, that would never happen. So the other
Right.
option is just to rubbish everything, to say it is a gimmick, and we detecting things that are not really relevant clinically, and it's really just there to try and sell people things. And that there may be some truth to that with a small percentage of practitioners, and in that
Sure.
case, it would say more about human nature really than live blood analysis, because people try to make a quick buck all the time. And the thing is that people notice when that is being done. It's people are not dumb. They catch on, when something is off, and they catch on quite quickly that they're simply being sold something without getting any actual real value. But with
Yeah.
our growing base of practitioners using the technique and seeing results in practice, that clearly is not what's going on a large scale. We actually focus in our training. We focus on incorporating and motivating people to do long-term lifestyle changes, dietary and lifestyle changes.
Right.
It's not a quick fix. It's not a case of, just taking some supplements and, selling them something and then they are meant to be fine. The patterns that we actually identify in the blood arise from imbalances in the system that are very much related to diet and lifestyle. So those are the areas where adjustments need to be made to actually get long-term results.